Aloha Friday, my friend. How you doing today? It is Aloha Friday, and it's my favorite day of the week. And today we're going to get ourselves some Excel skills, and I want you to pay attention. You really got to be paying attention, but before you start paying attention, I want you to get your attitude in check. We need to have PMA, positive mental attitude. Too much weird stuff going on all around us. Too much negativity coming at us in all kinds of ways. It seems sometimes almost like people just want us to be negative for some reason. And it ain't happening here. Because here we don't get mad. We get skills and we focus on PMA, positive mental attitude. And we do that by constantly focus on the positives. It's really easy to focus on the negatives. It's real easy. Work at focusing on the positives. Next thing you know, you're going to be Aloha Friday every Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're all going to be one big Aloha Friday for you. So check this out. Here's what I'm going to show you today. Take a look at this spreadsheet right here. And I'm going to teach you some navigation techniques, workbook navigation techniques. And as you all know, I teach Excel basics. So when you go to don'tgetmadgetskills.com, you're going to see this right here. Press that little button right there and book yourself book your spot in a live class. I have designed the 7 steps to Excel success, Excel training. I understand how you're feeling. You've been using Excel for years and you're still struggling. You see people come in and they're watching TikTok. Next thing you know, they got a raise and you're still struggling. Well, I understand where you're coming from. There's just a couple of things that you missed out when you were learning Excel. You're looking for a job. And you know that it takes Excel skills to get yourself that job that you want, your dream job. But it's so hard, and you're looking at all these different YouTube videos, and you just can't quite put it together. Well, I got 7 steps for you to follow. And I've trained in person over 65,000 people. And online, guaranteed right now, there's 41,000 students learning from me. And you. So come on. I'll teach you the 7 steps to Excel success so that you can go from Excel failure to Excel success in less than 8 hours. That's 5 sessions, not more than 1.5 hours each. Monday through Friday, 5 sessions. That's all it's going to take, and you're going to go from Excel failure to Excel success. It doesn't matter if you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Come on now. Boom. All right, so check this out. I want to go to sheet 1. I can just click on sheet 1. Boop, and I'm at sheet 1. I want to go back to the start and look at this real cool. I just hover right over that back to start, and there's a little pop-up that comes up that says, hey, click here to go to start sheet. How did we do that? Well, we're going to learn how to do that. We're going to learn 4 navigation techniques plus a bonus, the name box. Okay, we're gonna learn all this in just a moment, so check it out. Well, all right there. Here's the workbook, and I'm going to go right ahead, and we've got 30 worksheets right in here. I'm going to open up a brand new workbook, and it's going to have 30 sheets in it. How did I do that? Watch this. I'm going to press Control N, okay? Control N. That's a shortcut. Control plus N. That is the shortcut to open up a new workbook. So watch this, Control N, and there's a new workbook, and it's only got 1 worksheet right now. Okay, before I close this out, let me copy that. I'm not gonna save this. All right, here we go. So we've got 1 sheet. Back in the day, Excel used to open up with 3 sheets by default. Now the default is just 1 sheet. So I wanted to open up with 30 sheets, let's say, or maybe you wanted to open up with 3 sheets every time you open up a new workbook. So to do that, I'm going to go to my Excel options, and I could do the long way. I could say, hey, File tab, and then go all the way down to my options, and there I am, just like that. Or I can just go Alt FT and boom, there I am right in my options, just like that, Alt FT. And right here where it says general, right in here, that's where it opens up. Let's just look down a little further where it says when creating new workbooks, and look at that, include these many sheets. So right there is where you're going to change it to however many number of sheets you want it to open up by default. I like it at 1. I always wondered back in the day why Excel opened up with 3 sheets. I always ended up deleting those 2 and then adding more later, or I just wanted 1. So now we get 1. In this case, we wanted to open up with 30 sheets. So I changed it to include these many sheets. I'm just showing you we're learning. Remember, you got to really pay attention here at Don't Get Mad, Get Skills when I'm teaching you, because even though we're going to learn navigation techniques, there's a whole lot more going on. See what just happened? Alt FT. Boom. And now, what's a shortcut to open up a brand new workbook? Control N. All right, here we go. Control N. And look at that. We got a bunch of worksheets. Let me close this one up. And how many worksheets do we have here? I don't know, because I need to keep on going that way and see how many more we have. There's a few different ways of navigating so we know what is going on in our workbook. There's even workbook statistics that we can click on. Like I can go right over here and say, hey, workbook statistics. You don't see workbook statistics on your workbook? Well, maybe it's because you don't have it enabled, or you didn't take an Excel basics class to get yourself the 7 steps to Excel success. Here we have the workbook is letting us know that there's 30 sheets. Wow, who knew? I could have done it just like that. So remember, I'm not going to show you how to enable your status bar and choose the options for your status bar. That I teach in the 7 steps to Excel success Excel basics class. So now let's go right ahead and get back to what we were doing, which is we want to see, we know we have 30 sheets right here. So let's go right ahead and talk about what we are going to learn today. We're going to learn navigation techniques. And I'm going to right click right here. When in doubt, left click, nothing happens. Right click, nothing happens. Go to your options. And in this case, there are things happening. Right clicking, and I am putting in the header for the navigation tips that we're going to learn. But before we get into these navigation tips, I got to let you know about a couple friends of mine. Vic Momo right here. Shout out to Big Vic Momo. You the man. And we got Ibilolia, also known as Salty Pip. What's up, Salty Pip? Salty Pip is one of the people in Africa that is really promoting data knowledge, data skills. You want to become a business analyst, you want to become a data analyst, a data scientist in Africa, talk to Salty Pip. Follow her on Twitter and get yourself some skills, man. Come on. You can do it. But before you even start doing your Power BI and your Power Query and all that, you got to get yourself some basics, or you're going to struggle, guaranteed. I know for a fact. And here's Vic Momo. I call him the Excel wizard because he teaches some really cool Excel tips that you would never even think about. Like whoever likes to go and mess with dates and times, he'll go in there and he'll figure out how dates and times work, or how we can work with dates and times. Sometimes we don't go into those little details of Excel like he does. You got to check him out. Vic Momo and Salty Pip on Twitter. Thank y'all very much for waking me up at 3:30 to 3:40 this morning to let me know that Excel's got some really cool new function called the image function. That's important to some people that, I don't know, what if you want an image to appear, right? I used to teach how to insert a pop-up picture comment. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you search for pop-up comment, it's going to show you how you could hover over somebody's name or the part number or something, and then a picture of that part number pops up. Well, that can still be done. However, now there's a function. Check this out. that is called the image function. So we're going to command Excel. Remember, we rule Excel. So that's why it's called command. When you tell Excel to do something, you're commanding it. Who commands? The commander. Who's the commander? You. So the brains of Excel are where? In the chair. You got the brains of Excel. You got the brains. You're the brains of Excel, and you're the commander. So we're going to command Excel with an equal sign. Excel, boo. Excel, do this. That's the equal sign right there. Equal. All right, so I'm going to type I am. And then here's all the functions begin with an I am. And look at this. There's the image. It returns an image from a given source. Oh, that's interesting. But look at this one right here. Imaginary. We got imaginary functions. So if you're at work and somebody tells you, hey, you're coming up with imaginary functions, and you go, no, sorry, that Microsoft came up with that function. It's in Excel, imaginary. Now, some of these may not be available to you unless you're on the beta channel. If you want to be a beta tester, with the latest and greatest, join the Office Insiders. Now, you like to argue with yourself all the time. Excel's got a function for that. We're working from home a lot. We get a little bit lonely, so we can just, I'm an argument with Excel. Use that function. And look at this one. Conjugate. Conjugate. Hey, got all kinds of, Excel. Got all kinds of functions in Excel for everything. Let's use the image function. Okay. It's Aloha Friday. We're allowed to have fun while we learn. You're sitting there going, man, Billy, I don't got 45 minutes. Why not? We're learning a lot, and we're not going to be here for 45 minutes anyways. So here we go. I'm going to press Shift F3. Okay. So Shift F3, what that does is it launches my function arguments dialog box. Why do I want my function arguments dialog box? Because that's how I like to work sometimes. Sometimes I'll just start writing in the formula following the arguments right here. You see these arguments that are in brackets, and they're also not bolded. Specifically if they're in brackets. When you're seeing it right here and they're in brackets, that means that they're optional. If they're not in brackets, then you better make sure that you have it. And here we at least have to have a source. Now the alt image, everything else is something different. And by the way, if this is ever in your way, you can just move it out of your way. Now I'm going to press Shift F3 to launch my function arguments dialog box. And then I'm just going to view it this way, because here you can get help with this function. It's just like this with all functions when you're in the function arguments dialog box. So every time I click on an argument, and that's what these are called, arguments, down here there's going to be a definition for my argument. Now this is not a class on how to use functions. I got one of those too. So right in here I'm going to put the source of the image. So let me go find the source of the image right here. Oh, look at that. Don't get mad, getskills.com. Now let me scroll on down, and then, hey, how about this image? I'm going to right click on this Microsoft Certified Trainer image, and let's go ahead and copy the link right there. Copy the image link. Now we'll go right back to our function arguments, and for our source, paste in the image link right there. Now we see that we got a URL, everything. Now let's see. Okay. Now we could also, look at that. Yes, and when you get things right in Excel, you always hear angels. I get excited. But let me just double click on this really quick, and wow, look at that. I'm going to press Shift F3, and let's look at that function again. Now you could have put in what the alt text is, like this is an image of a Microsoft Certified Trainer MCT logo. Okay, I always recommend putting in alt image text, because for individuals that are visually impaired, this helps them know what it is that we're all looking at, and also it helps with your SEO on your websites. And then is your sizing, height, and width. There you go. Boom. So now we know how to do an image, insert an image. And you're saying to yourself, when do I do this? Hey, when the time comes, you'll know, like, you got part numbers on a catalog, and you got your catalog is online. You can grab the images from there. And then if you're saying, I don't have images on that I can grab from any URL, I want to put the image in here, keep it in the Excel file. Well, then I got a video for that. Go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, and then just search for insert pop-up comment. All right, so let's go ahead and delete that from there, and let's get to our workbook navigation tips. Now check this out. I'm going to grab what's called the Autofill Handle. Left click and drag, and watch this. It drags down, and the first way to navigate is navigation arrows. Now, look at this autofill options here. I could have just filled the formatting only, but what I want is to fill without the formatting, because what I've got here is called the custom fill series. In another class, we'll learn that. Very simple, part of Excel basics. So our navigation arrows are going to be these arrows that we have right here. And how do I know I got 30 sheets? Once again, I looked at the workbook statistics, and right there it tells me I got 30 sheets. But I can also go to sheet 30 if I want to, because you just got to open the maka in Excel, okay? Open the maka. Maka is the Hawaiian word for the day, since it's Aloha Friday. M-A-K-A. Maka. It means eyes. So in Excel, you just got to be patient and open the maka. Wait 1.1 seconds, not 1 second. Wait a second. No, wait a second. No, 1.1 seconds. And then we can see, they press OK. And then we can see 1.1 seconds. That, to scroll to the last sheet, I just hold out the control key and left click. And there I am at the last sheet, sheet 30. So we know for sure we got 30 sheets. Now, let me go ahead and control left click to go to the first sheet again. And there we have it. So that's navigation errors. That's one way to navigate. And then you can go one sheet at a time, just like that. Now, let's drag down the autofill handle. And hey, you can activate the activate dialog box. The activate dialog box is another way to navigate. When you got a lot of worksheets, you know, sometimes like in this case, we got 30 sheets. We need to navigate through them. Well, you can just right click. See right here where it says right click to see all sheets. We just got to open the maka. Open the maka. And then I'm just going to right click, and there's the activate dialog box right there, just like that. And then I can decide what worksheet I want to go to. I can say, hey, I want to go to worksheet number 10 right there. And then all I got to do is double click on it, or I can just select it and go right down and press OK. And then watch. OK. And there I am at sheet 10, just like that. Let's right click on the activate again, and let's go back to sheet 1. Pretty cool. Right on. Now let's see what the next navigation tip is. The keyboard shortcut. All right, let's minimize this, and we're gonna be navigating in this direction, starting right here from sheet 1. So what we're gonna use is we're gonna use a keyboard shortcut, Control plus page down, moves that way. Control page up goes back to the first sheet. So here we go. Control page down. Control page down. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can get a really good view of it. Control page down. Control page down. Control page down. Control page down. Let's just hold control page down. Press and hold it. And look how fast it's going all the way to sheet 30. We could have just pressed and hold. Here we go. Control page up, up. Pretty cool, yeah? So now I can just go right here and say, hey, that's taking too long. I'm just going to control left click and get back to sheet 1, just like that. All right, let's see what else we got. Man, we're learning a lot today. Whew. I think I have a water jug over here. It's always good to be drinking water. Especially Hawaiian water. Any water that I put into this jug is going to be Hawaiian water because it's got Hawaiian flag on it. It's from Hawaii Boxing, by the way, gym right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the 9th Island. Great way to work out, boxing. Haven't been there in a while. So now here we go. Hyperlinks, another way to hyperlink. All right, so let me go right in here. I'm going to type sheet. Watch this, sheet 1. And you're going, no, Billy, don't press enter. That's misspelled. Okay, so check it out. You always want to do a spell check in Excel, all right? Save. Like, I'm not saving right now. I'm just living dangerously because Microsoft certified trainer and I can do that. I'm just hoping that it kind of crashes and then I can show you about auto recovery. So I don't know if it's going to crash right now or not. I'm going to try to make it crash. Now, let's say that you came up with this great workbook, great spreadsheet you've designed. It's going to change the history of the company for the better. And you misspelled January. And you're in the middle of the presentation and you're showing it to all the C-level executives and the board members, and everybody's impressed. And then they notice, excuse me, January's misspelled. So what is everybody going to remember? How awesome your spreadsheet was and how you changed the company, or that you misspelled January? So how do we make sure that we always check our spelling in Excel? Because Excel doesn't do it for us. We have to tell it to do it. We have to command it. And it's the same shortcut to launch. It's called the editor now. It used to be the spell check. Now it's the editor. So what is that shortcut? If anybody knows it, put it into the chat. All right. It is F. Come on. F7. That's the spell check. So here we go. We do F7, and look, it's telling us that you misspelled sheet. It would have told you that you misspelled January or February or whatever month if you would have just pressed F7. It would have changed your whole career. F7. Remember, it works that way in all of your Office applications. So I'm going to say change it. Boom. Bam. We're good. Sheet 1 to 4. We're going to add some hyperlinks. So watch this right here. I'm going to hyperlink. I'm going to call sheet. I'm going to say from sheet 2. Let me delete that one. And sheet 2 and 3. I'm going to rename sheet 1. I'm going to call it the start sheet. Okay, so. And double click on it and type start. Just like that. And press enter. Now right here, let's do the hyperlink. Remember, when in doubt, right click. Nothing happens, left click. Nothing happens, options. So we've selected the cell where we want to hyperlink. Right click, and look at that right there. Boom. We can link right there. You can press the link, or you can just press the arrow, and it's going to show you recent documents within your network. Okay, or that you've worked with. In this case, I'm just going to press link just to put in a link. And then right here it says the text to display, that's what's being displayed in here. You can edit it right there. And then you can type a cell reference here. Here we're referencing cell A1, which is this cell. And I'm going to click on sheet 2 right there. And that means that when it goes to sheet 2, it's going to end up in cell A1 in sheet 2. And I'm not going to do a screen tip right now. I'm going to show you the screen tip a little bit later. So now I press OK, and there's our first hyperlink. I'm going to right click on the next place I want to hyperlink, and let's go ahead and click it. And we're going to sheet 3. Remember, it's a place in this document. And I'm going to press OK. It still hasn't crashed on me. Sometimes it crashes on hyperlinking. I don't know why. I'm not even going to worry about it. I just know that it's magic. So now, remember, I clicked on sheet 4, that cell. I right-clicked, said hyperlink. I'm hyperlinking to a place in this document. It's going to go to sheet A or cell A1 in sheet 4. So now I can press OK. But remember, there's all kinds of other places you can hyperlink to another document, email address, or to an existing file or web page. So now I press OK, and there I have it. So now I can say, hey, take me to sheet 4. And look, I'm at sheet 4. There you go, right there. All right. But what if I want to go back? Well, here it's easy. I can just right there click on start and go back. But what if I was all the way on, sheet 30? Let me put right in here. Sheet 30. All right. Now I'm going to right click, link to sheet 30. And then I'm going to press OK. And now let's click. And then here we're at sheet 30. I want to go all the way back to the start. What if we had a hyperlink right in here that said back to start, just like that? And then I'm going to right click on it and insert a link. And now watch this. Watch this. It's going to go back to the start, cell A1 in the start sheet. The text displays back to start. That's what's typed in there. And now watch the screen tip. Screen tip is this right here. Okay, so that's what appeared. And I'm going to type my screen tip right in there. Click here to go back to start. And I'll press OK and press OK. And look, check it out. Now watch this. When we hover over back to start, there's our tooltip. Click here to go back to start. And we click and we're back at the start. Angels is what you want to be hearing. I hope y'all can hear me, because I did this stream an hour ago. I did the whole stream and I never realized you couldn't hear me. I think you can hear me now. So here we go. Otherwise I would have got some sort of message from somebody. The bonus. Here's your bonus. Boom. The bonus is going to be define names, or the name box. The name box, that's one way that we can navigate within our workbook. So let's go over here to sheet 30. And right here, I'm clicking in cell A1. And I'm going to go to my name box. And how do I know it's called a name box? Because I open the mock-up and Excel tells me, yo, bro, it says that's the name box. And in the name box, I can just say sheet 30 right here. Sheet space 30. When I press enter, is that going to work? Enter. Those of you that have taken my Excel Basics class, my students, you would have said, no, don't do that because you can't have spaces. It's an invalid name. That's what this says. Okay, so now I'm going to go right in here and say, back to start. Actually, what I want to do, let me go back to the start. And cell A1 right here in my name box, I can click and I can type start. Boom, that's the start. And then I can also do this. I can navigate to sheet 30. And then I can call this sheet 30. And then you got to underscore, no spaces allowed, underscore 30. Enter, and now no error. See that? Okay. And then let me go back to start, and let's say I want to go to, sheet 4. So I'll go right here. I'm at sheet 4, and in my name box, I put sheet underscore 4. You can even select a range of data, and you can navigate to it, right? Let me press enter. And now watch this. We have our name box. Let me minimize so that you can see everything in action. I got my sheet 30. I end up at sheet 30. I can drop down on my name box and go to sheet 4. There I am at sheet 4. And then I can say, go to start. And there I am at the start. And we hear angels. There you go, my friends. I mean, we've learned a lot. That's how I teach. I'm teaching you how to navigate, but in the meantime, we learned about some functions. We learned about the Office Insider program. We learned a bunch of different shortcuts. I mean, the learning never ends. That's why I always say, keep on learning. And most of all, don't get mad. Get skills. Go to Don't Get Mad, Get Skills. And I guarantee you, I'm going to teach you how to go from being an Excel failure to an Excel success in less than 8 hours. We're not going to sit there for 8 straight hours now. I don't do that. We're going to have a class Monday through Friday, 1 week, 5 days, Monday through Friday. The class is not going to be more than 1.5 hours long. Those of you that have taken my class, tell somebody how much you've benefited from it, because I know you have, because you tell me. So come on now, don't get mad. Get skills. Book yourself your live class or keep on scrolling down so you can see the schedule of classes. You can click on any one of the classes so that you can see what's being taught. It's the same thing being taught in every one of the classes. Next year, we're going to start teaching the next level, a little bit more advanced. We're going to take it from the basics and we're going to move it beyond the basics. So there we go, my friends. And while you're here, if you're thinking to yourself, I got a whole lot more that I can be learning, well, go check out my courses. There's a whole bunch of courses that you can go in here and take. And those of you that go ahead and sign up for one of my classes, I got the special gift for you. This is my #1 selling course on Udemy. It's got over 11,000 reviews. You can have that course whenever you complete my 7 Steps to Excel Success live class. So there you have it, my friends. Like I always say, I love you. Keep on learning. And most of all, don't get mad. Get skills. Aloha.